Okay, and the fight is on. The Quasar is positioning himself on the east. He's not really going deep. The Bieber are trying to actually lure the enemies inside. Okay, they swapped the builds. They swapped the builds a bit. They're playing the glaive. They're playing the mace. What happened here? Very interesting build, and they're running.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. The heavy crossbow is completely off meta pick, so I'm really curious how it'll work out in this specific build.
I don't feel like that is your best decision made.
Same here. I think it might not deal that much damage. Since they are not playing even Great Holly, I'm not sure what the E would interrupt. Okay, the Gazer from the Quasars, he's really careful here. He is aware that Bieber is actually able to deal a massive amount of damage to their team, so... Both teams are really passive. They're not trying to make any, sudden moves, let's say. They're trying to stay in the defense right now. The Quasars is still looking for an opportunity to one-shot, but the enemies are really hard to one-shot. Let's be honest. They're all of the front are on plates. I guess it's a good tactic against Quasars, right? They have more survivability, and they are able to sustain more damage.
I just now realized that we're having double glaive.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Really interesting choice. Maybe they'll try to kidnap. I mean, that's not a bad choice. Are they playing on a harpoon? Yes, they are. That might be a really interesting counter against the one-shot. We all know that one-shots are tricky in terms of kiting, and it's really hard to catch them. So the harpoons might be probably one of the best decisions they made, right? They have also the glaive that gives additional kidnap, let's say.
That's a very interesting tactic to counterplay their one-shot here.
Okay. The Bieber is standing still. They are not doing any moves. I mean, literally nothing. They're just standing in one place. And the Quasars is trying to make some moves. Okay, another Gazer. Okay, Dimitri is trying to catch them. The Quasars is more brave this time. He's going a bit deeper. Okay. Just trying to deal, some damage. They making a pressure on Quasars. Both spears on the full stacks. Okay. They tried to kidnap Quasars. Very good shield here. They couldn't do it. And they are still making pressure. Just a bit of pressure. The Quasars is still full HP. Okay, and a kidnap. They're trying to engage. The Quasars is making a one-shot here. And the Gym Addicted is almost dead. They managed to save him. And now the Quasars is fighting. Very good reaction came from the enemies. And they are... Oh, the Hendrix might have some issues here. He's in backline his own paw. But... they're still managing to kite.
Hendrix just gets stuck in the wall. Very unlucky.
The Dimitri's team has a huge kidnap potential, and the Hendrix is kidnapped. He's having a huge issues here, but the Quasars should have a combo in just a couple of seconds. Okay, the Hendrix managed to kite this one. But we are just able to see that the Quasars team may have some issues because of these harpoons, because of this double glaive setup.
Yeah, and all the plate armors is going to be very hard to one-shot.
Exactly, we saw it just a second ago. They used everything, including the poison potion, and the Gym Addicted was still alive.
Yeah, and even though the plate armor, they are doing so much damage to it.
Exactly. The damage is insane. Without the full engage, I don't think that Dimitri's team can deal that much damage. We can see it right now. There's constantly damaging Quasars, but he doesn't give a shit. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm still thinking that their weakness right here is the heavy crossbow.
Probably, but we don't see that much crossbow here. The Quasars was okay here.
Poking back and forth.
Yeah, they're poking back and forth, exactly.
Find something.
Okay, and Dimitri is trying to engage. He kidnapped the enemies, and the Hendrix is again being pulled.
Duplicate armor coming down. Might be here.
I'm not sure why this harpoon didn't pull the Hendrix.
They were trying so hard to hit back thing.
Yeah, the Quasars is really careful. I didn't see him like that uncomfortable for a while. Normally these fights are pretty quick, and this time the Quasars cannot do that much as in the fast fights.
Yeah, tactic here is just finding that one big pocket. It's really hard.
Exactly. And Dimitri is again trying to kidnap, this time the Great Arcane. I'm not sure it's the right target. Okay, and we got an engage. Oh my god.
He lives.
He lives.
They are gonna struggle a lot here for plate armor.
Exactly. I think that was one of the best choices that they could make. And Maze is doing its job. The stuns are making a huge pressure on the enemies. And I think they might actually have a shot against this one shot. Oh, the Quasars is kidnapped. He drank potion, but let's be honest, the Dimitri here team is, let's say, really brave.
They are really holding it for the round.
Okay, and another try to one-shot, and they're all still alive because of the plate armor.
They are, like, unironically, they're very far from dying as well, even though they go kind of low.
Exactly.
They're taking all the damage, but still having around 20% health left.
The Xanros is really doing his job because his heals are almost instant. It's almost also a great advantage. And another kidnap attempt. And the Quasars team might have some issues. They don't have the space to kite that much. I mean, they still can kite, but I'm not sure which direction here. Yeah, they're going long road here. And right now the Quasars will have the big camera disadvantage, right? They won't see that much as they used to.
Web Weaver armor is low is absolutely.
Yeah, Dimitri again making a bit of pressure. I mean, the Catif shield is also an interesting pick, right? I haven't seen it for a while, so
Yeah,
not sure.
I mean, it does offer massive amounts of defense.
That's true. Oh, and another kidnap. And the Hendrix is being kidnapped. Okay, the fight is getting intense here. The heavy crossbow dealt a huge damage on the Hendrix. And there is an engage, but Kick managed to do a jump from it.
Right into the
Exactly, the Kick is deep here. I'm not sure that's a great idea. He is the only person that can be easily one-shotted. He's on cloth, and he's really deep here.
They're doing a lot of damage to Hendrix. Oh,
the Hendrix has some big issues here. But remember, the Quasars will have combo in just a second.
I think he's very careful.
Yeah, the Kick is really deep here. I'm not sure that's a great idea. He's really mispositioning himself. He's on the front with a cloth armor.
He is on the face scale road though, so he's safer than we think.
The small box was in the other.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
It's definitely not a good decision to be walking up that hard to one shot comp, but I feel like being on that face scale road, he's sort of a safe decision.
And they're still poking each other. Okay, another kidnap attempt. Okay, the legal is really deep here, and they're making a huge one-shot attempt. Unfortunately, they didn't one-shot anyone, but the users had some issues here. I feel that each combo they try to, make deals a bit more damage. I'm not sure what's the issue, but yeah.
Yeah, it seems like something. They have a very good chance of killing anyone, but
yeah, I feel that the
lava gloves, so definitely a lot of potential.
Exactly. I feel that the choice of 4-plate might not be the best one. Let me make myself clear. They don't have that much damage. They're constantly kidnapping. They're making a huge problems for the Quasars team, but I'm not sure that the damage is enough. Especially the crossbow. I feel that the fire in this composition or frost could deal more damage and could be a better asset for the team. I might be wrong though here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your point there. I feel like if you would want to be playing a crossbow, I feel like there are very much better options. Considering they are doing the glaive kidnap tactic, I feel like even going Boltcasters would have been such a much better choice for that hard single target damage.
I feel that Hendrix would be dead a few times already, if not the cross. Yeah. Okay, and they're backing up. They're trying to retreat here, and to be honest, it's a good thing for the Quasars. They might have the camera advantage eventually, because this spot was not exactly good for them, right? They didn't have the camera to see all the enemies and to find a target for the one shot. And the Quasar just popped because they don't have a full combo anymore. He still can use his boots, so not a big deal here.
They were really
Yeah, the Quasars. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say that I think Bieber is backing up here, trying to make them position a bit so they can find that perfect.
Yeah, but I feel the Quasars feels a bit bold here. I mean, at the start of the fight, okay, and another one-shot attempt. Not exactly going right. They get up his Enrus and he's dead.
After all of that, he still dies.
That was Judicator armor, a huge defensive stand right now. Let's be honest, the Bieber's chance of winning this fight is actually minimal.
I think it's also getting...
And he's dead. And I guess this fight is over, but...
Quasars is dropping the easy.
Okay, GG.
PM here, even though it was a very long fight. Very, very long fight.
Very long fight, very intense, very... I would say, smart, right? Both of the teams were trying to find their edge, find their advantage over the enemy teams. And to be honest, the Quasars eventually did his job with his team. But I guess the Xanaris a bit mispositioned himself. I might be wrong about this one, but he was really deep, right?
Yeah, definitely. It will be very interesting to see how both teams reason in regards to how this fight played out. Because... Quasar's team got a lot of engages, and they just could not deal enough damage.
Yeah, I feel that the heavy crossbow was the reason why they lost. We'll see in the interview, right? What are their, let's say, what is their perspective on this issue? But I think that heavy crossbow might not be the best, especially there was nothing to interrupt, really. So the E was a bit pointless, and there are weapons in the game that deal more damage than the heavy crossbow. So I think that was a mispick, but maybe I might be wrong. So let's ask the teams what they think about it.
I definitely agree there. The heavy crossbow must... I am pretty sure it's factually the worst damaged crossbow out of all crossbows.
Yeah, exactly. Even the light crossbow might deal more damage, especially with the shield, for example.
I mean, sure, the heavy crossbow has a very low cooldown, so if you had things to interrupt, it could be a good decision, but even then, I feel like a real DPS would have been so much more valuable there.
Exactly, I fully agree with you. Let's see what our teams think of it. So who's the first for the interview?
I think we're looking at Bieber's
Wait.
leader, so Sandros. IPM Sandros now. So
Okay.
jump into wait for.
Hello,
Hello
Quasars.
there.
Hello, hello.
So my first question is, did you have any difficulties against this build? Because let's be honest, 4 plates, big kidnap potential with the harpoons and the glaive, that might be an issue, but you seem to manage it. What are your thoughts?
The comp they were playing, I mean, obviously the intention was to counter the one-shot double glaive with both on harpoon. Everyone was on sandwich basically except for the healer. Xanaros was on reawaken on W for some reason. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not because they had time to swap it, but I think that was just probably didn't notice. But they didn't really have a lot of damage, I guess. It was just weird. They probably would have done better if they just played the normal carving dive.
Okay, so you feel that the enemies chose the wrong build, let's say.
I think they could have. I think double glaive was overkill. If they could have played a normal front to back with one glaive and probably done better because they just didn't have enough damage with what they played, and the crossbow is easy to interrupt. So the thunder gets interrupted and they have no damage. Yeah, we were expecting something like this for them to bring certain swaps, but I didn't expect them to bring as many swaps. They basically had like 2 sets on them, which I don't mind. But yeah, as soon as the healer died there, they just ran away.
So I
Makes
kind of
sense.
want to know here, like, what do you think about their decision of playing a heavy crossbow as their DPS there?
I mean, I assume their plan was to counter kidnap a Clothy after we engaged. That's the reason they were playing heavy crossbow. And I assume the reasoning was like it's just instant and it's gonna be a lot of damage with the Sunder. The thing is, it was really hard to engage on any of them because they were like all on cleanse or all on merc shoes basically, right? So.
Yeah.
But there's one thing though, when you go all in defensively, like they had no offensive measures left basically, so.
Okay, and what happens to your statement the last time? I heard the legal say it, I heard you say it. You said that you'll try to speedrun the tournament, and to be honest, this fight was pretty long. Could you do something else to, I would say, make it a bit quicker, you know, fast-paced? Because I feel that at the beginning, especially, you were both poking each other, nobody wanted to, you know, overextend, and you were both trying to, you know, get your safe spot. And
Yeah.
so, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, that's just, I think this is in general how I play, usually when I play one shot as well, it's pretty conservatively, just to check out, get used to the comp, think of ways to engage and things that probably wouldn't work out. So while other callers might have went for more, let's say, risky engages, I usually try to sit back and, you know, try to think of different ways to approach the thing. I guess that's one way to look at it, and especially with the comp they were playing, I needed to... Like, there was no easy way to engage there, and we needed to do something funky to pull it off, so...
Okay, and I have the last question. Let's say the battlefield was constantly changing. You were kiting, you were, let's say, chasing. And my question is, was it hard for you when you entered the, let's say, the middle road on the northwest, because you had the huge camera disadvantage here? Was it a problem?
I mean, in general, in Albion, the camera angle is usually an issue, depending on what content you're playing, especially if... But that is more of an issue when you get caught, like... Let's say you're playing a corrupted dungeon, and then someone runs at you from south angle and you can't inspect them. I think that's more of an issue there, but now with the added, you know, they added the boxes where you can click them, and you can inspect easier. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it's certainly... It wasn't that big of a deal, I would say. No, because like we knew what they were playing, we knew what to do. It's just annoying for a healer because it might be hard for him to see what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, thank you very much for the interview. We wish you the best of luck in the future fights, and yes, keep it up.
Thank you.
For sure, playing high gear.
Yeah. They're gonna play dagger pair and lollet.
Exactly. We have hard dive comp on the left side, right? They will try for sure to target one target with the dagger pair. I'm not sure how it'll go. It's really hard against one shot. I'm really curious what will happen here. Okay, they're trying to kite a bit with the one shot. The bedrock mace is hard on the front, and they kidnap the enemy tank. They're poking him. I'm not sure that's a huge advantage for them, but the Andra has some
Andra
issues
taking
here.
A lot of damage.
Exactly. Okay, they're trying to back a bit. They are still kiting. They're waiting for their opportunity to one-shot. It doesn't seem like the enemies are trying to get their cloths out there or leathers. On the front, we mainly see plate armor wearers. So, okay, and really bold run here. Exactly. Both teams are standing still. They're not trying to do any sort of moves as at the beginning. Okay, and the enemy tank is kidnapped. They're making a one-shot on him, but the killer managed to save him.
Yeah, the bedrocks are gonna be.
Ooh! The
Bale
Spirit
also
Hunter
got
had some major issues
Very
here.
hard there. Unlucky that they did not have their blood letter up there.
Exactly. The double daggers, the dual dagger pair, might actually give them the edge here. The damage from it is insane, especially in one target. It's huge.
If they get deep in the back line, I feel like they could collect a pretty easy win here.
Okay, right now, a bit switch scenario. Right now, the no healer is kiting a bit, and Mistci Tayfa is chasing. And again, they switched. They're still trying to kite here. I'm not sure what is the reason behind it, right? Because they have combo up. They should try to find some targets. They should try to one shot, and they're playing really passive. As for the one shot, they have all skills up. I'm not sure it's exactly right here. Okay, they popped one of their defenses. It definitely gives a bit of advantage to the one-shot comp. The last knife is constantly searching. He's trying to find his target. Oh, and another kidnap attempt. Also, the choice of the shoes, the Mistwalker shoes. That's a very interesting choice. Okay, the last knife is deep, and the dagger might have some issues here. Oh, they're trying to engage, and the Andras is almost dead.
Very close call. He's not backing off.
He's not backing off. He's still chasing. The bloodletter is really deep here. They're trying to do everything they can to chase, but unfortunately, the one shot, I think, still managed to kite it. I'm not sure. I think that they made the biggest mistake they could. The last knife could easily one-shot the dagger. It was in a range for sure. They chose the plate. He chose the plate instead. So I'm not sure was it the right call.
It's very interesting by him.
And they're still kiting. Nothing changed. I think that Andra is looking here for an opportunity, same as the last knife. He's trying to make a engage. Okay, and the last knife
Last
popped.
action. They're still pushing in though. Very interesting seeing as they have no ease, so they have no full clap potential here.
Okay, the any tank is really deep. Oh, and Andra is
Ondra
dead.
goes down.
Andra goes down. He's dead. They're still trying to chase here. The dagger unfortunately got perked. He doesn't have stacks anymore. And Bloodletter has some huge issues here. He managed to back up somehow.
Not to sound rude, but we had no one important dying there. So anything can still happen, you know? They have full damage still, they have their support, their healer, you know?
Exactly. Xiad just popped his defensive, his chest. And they are really, really stuck out here. I'm not sure that's a great idea.
There, but they get nothing off it.
Okay, and another one shot,
and
and
Sebo
Sebo
dies.
is dead. Sebo dies, and let's be honest, he was a major asset to this team. I'm not sure they can win it anymore. The one shot just switched to Brawl. They're brawling their enemies. The Lord has some huge issues here. I'm not sure he will be able to survive it. And he's still alive. He's still trying to deal some damage. The one shot is really aggressive here, but they can for sure. And the Lord is dead. And the fight is on. Starkiller is not even trying to lure the enemies into the choke. He is going right in them. And they are kiting. They are constantly kiting. The Legend Mazzy is bombing the queues. Oh, a missed Great Arcane. A bit bold here. The cooldown is not that short. And the Starkiller is waiting. They're kiting, and he doesn't give a shit.
I go gathering. Well, we're seeing the priorities of the team.
Exactly. Maybe they should change the name for Gathering Team, right? Okay, the Starkiller is starting to search for an opportunity. The Legend Mazzy is playing a bit defensively here. The Halocratic is a bit, I think, on the front right now. Yeah. I think the Starkiller is waiting for his mistake. He's really deep here. The Starkiller team seems to laugh at the opponents. Let's see how it goes for them. Okay, just a bit of pressure, a bit of positioning themselves. They're not trying to make sudden moves here. Okay, and there is an attempt of engage. They're kidnapped their tank. Oh, very missed, Spirit Hunter. And they're chasing. They're chasing right now. The Zed Dynasty has some huge issues here. And he's almost dead.
Lives. 1 health. Incredible.
Exactly, but let's be honest. The Bale Kastanowca made a huge pressure here. They missed plate once, and they were hardly punished for it.
Yeah, we're seeing Zed's team will now will put way more respect on the enemy team.
Yes, I feel that the fight might actually be very interesting. It seems like the Starkiller team makes way more mistakes than the Quasar's team, for example, in terms of one-shot, as same as the Mistci Tayfa. I think that they were playing it a bit better, a bit more constant, and yeah. Let's see. and they're searching for the opportunities again. The Starkiller is out attacking the enemy tank. Okay, and the Legend Mazzy is has kidnapped the enemy Great Arcane, and the Mateo is making a huge pierce on the enemies. They're trying to back up a bit. They pop their defensive, and there is a one-shot. Unfortunately, they didn't one-shot. They didn't even do that much damage, and they have some issues here. They're kiting right now. The Hellcratic is mispositioned himself a bit here. He's too deep. He is half HP. And the Starkiller will have his combo in just a second. Oh my god, a huge problems for the...
Starkill's team being in a lot of problem. Bogle is...
Yeah, the healer is dead! What happened? This is the first time when we saw a one-shot getting so much issues here. They were a bit bold at the beginning, they were cocky, and they were punished for it. And another player is dead. I don't think they can do anything right now.
We are seeing Starkiller's team here having forgot the OC, it seems like.
Maybe they did it on purpose, we don't know. But
Yeah,
the truth is
very
that
true,
they misplayed. They hardly misplayed. They made 2 combos that didn't do that much damage. And the first combo was basically a total miss. Spirit Hunter pop PC without a problem one-shot. So I guess misplayed. And the Bale Kastanowca actually surprised me. I thought that this fight was really one-sided, since the one-shot is a very hard scenario for the dive and bleeding comps. They can easily kite, but I think that the Claren Blades made a huge difference here. The range DPS that they give is just huge, and they managed to stack even with such a high mobility kiting build. So really proud of them. Really proud, of course, of the other team as well. They did their best. And let's...
Which team are you on?
I'm Bale Kastanowca.
Okay, yes. Alright.
Yes.
Siema. Okay. So I have the first question for you. Weren't you afraid of the one shot? Because all of the teams lost.
Like, to be fair, we have a lot of cleanses, like, their engage is bad. I don't know if they are, drunk or something. I don't really know, but their engage were like, I don't know. You can't die versus this engage, and we have like top 1 arcane on our team, so it's it's very hard to lose. And like I was lagging whole fight. I like after their engage when we were chasing them, I was fucking teleporting, but we still managed to kill them. Like I think Kira trolled, and it was an easy win,
Okay, were you trying... I saw that you were fighting at the beginning. Were you trying to get the terrain in your
Yeah, we
advantage,
were like,
maybe the camera angle?
We were like trolling, We were like saying, yeah, let's go to the west portal, There was like a portal on west. We wanted to like kite around to there so we have better camera. But it was like troll. Then we like started to play normally. We just went up to them. They fucked up their engage. If that we would kill the I don't know, probably Avagloves. I didn't really notice. But we would kill him if I didn't waste my Clarent like an idiot, I was lagging so much, so I just like randomly pressed my skills in first engage.
Both trying to do their best. Let's see how it goes. And they OC.
Yep.
They both OC.
Yeah, here we see all the OCs coming in.
And the Starkiller is approaching the enemies. He's chasing them. They're trying to kite. Okay, they're backing up a bit. They're still... I think they're trying to make a position here. The last time just stopped. He's not kiting anymore. He's trying to hold the position. And the Starkiller is actually trying to find a target with one shot. Oh, and there is a one-shot attempt. Oh, and the Starkiller is almost dead. Same as the Moj Larix. The heal managed to save them somehow, but they don't have a Martlock cape anymore. I think they need to wait and back up a bit. They're half HP, the enemy team is just recovered, and they're waiting for their cooldowns.
Yeah, Team Tayfa is having really amazing claps right here. We're seeing a lot of their engages hitting very well on the enemy teams.
Yeah, it might be a bold statement here, but I think that they're playing one shot really well, really well. Let's see if the Starkiller will manage to at least, you know, make it even. The Starkiller is trying to hold the position, same as the last knife. Not any of the teams are. Yeah, they're just standing. They're not trying to. Okay, the last knife is approaching a bit. They have a healer on the front. Okay, backed up a bit.
Having a Cyan Scout in the back.
And Starkiller is kiting. I am wondering whether he will finally use this choke that we have on the west side. He's trying to drag them there, to be honest. Okay, they tried to use this opportunity when they were on a stack, and the Starkiller started to chase. They popped part of their defensives. The phase scale rope really does the job, so they don't have that much kite potential anymore. They're trying to kite it out, I guess. And the Starkiller is still chasing. Okay, last knife made an attempt. It didn't go well.
Gonna engage here, maybe?
I think that Starkiller is looking right now, and they're trying to one-shot. The Starkiller managed to drink the potion just before the one-shot, and also he didn't get that much damage. And they're chasing right now. The Starkiller has a combo, the last knife doesn't, and there is a big return. The last knife is still alive. They managed to absorb the enemy one-shot, and right now they are chasing. The fight is getting way more intense than the beginning. The last knife has still half HP. The healer used his E right now. Starkiller may
kidnapping
use it as the
teammates.
advantage. And another attempt of one shot. The Starkiller managed to jump out of it. To be honest, this Bedrock Mace helped him more than interrupted him. The Z Dynasty is waiting for his cooldown. He's a cape on cooldown. They don't have a combo yet, at least full. Same goes for the enemy team. I think that they're waiting both for cooldowns. It seems like the last knife is ready or already. He's trying to kite a bit. He's running circles a bit. Yeah, he's trying to hold the position here, I guess, at the top. And let's remind our viewers about it. The Starkiller has the camera advantage here. He sees way more than the last knife. I don't think that's a comfortable place for them. And still, they managed to make a good one-shot attempt. They don't one-shot anyone, but it was really close. Oh, and a D-base is almost getting one-shotted. He has just one bar. He's getting kidnapped. But the healer managed to save him. He has still 2 bars. That's not a very comfortable situation for them. The healer must almost use all of his heals to just... And another one-shot attempt. Not very good one. They tried to go for the healer, but he had the Merc boots. So he managed to escape easily from this combo. The Starkiller is right now in a Great Arcane. They don't have a combo, but they kidnapped him. He's
Both
way
of the
too far from his
Bodyguarders
team.
coming out. Oh, and he gets knocked back out. Yeah, we're seeing Mistci Tayfa trying to kidnap them a lot, even though they don't really have damage available.
That's true. They both will have a combo in just a second. So I think the fight will go a bit intense here. Another one-shot attempt. The Starkiller doesn't have his shoes anymore. I think the last knife can use this to his advantage.
Are in big trouble here. Getting Holy Blessing, then walking out.
And the Starkillers again hiding. I think that both of the teams have a huge pressure since it's a loser bracket. Okay, the Merc shoes popped. And the Starkillers team is hiding. The Spirit Hunter already used his rope, so he is lacking of defensives a bit here. And I think that the Last Knife can take this to his advantage. He's chasing right now, and the Stalker is again trying to lure them into the choke, and they go for it. Right now, the Stalker is not exactly in a good camera spot. They have a huge camera advantage here. They see more, way more. And the T-base! Oh my god, and he's dead! A beautiful Great Arcane from the Mistci Tayfa. They managed to stop almost all the defensives. And right now, the Starkiller team is trying to one-shot the enemies. Nothing happened here. And right now, they're playing with a great disadvantage. Lack of Great Arcane is a big deal for them. The Starkiller is getting a huge kidnap, and his team is way far from him. And the Zed Dynasty is dead! They managed to kill him. I don't think they have the DPS anymore. And the boys have some huge issues here. They don't have the damage, they don't have a Great Arcane, and the Moji is having a huge issues here. He tried to deal some damage, but unfortunately, I guess he's dead. And they gave up. This fight is over. Mistci Tayfa again showed their one-shot perfection this time.
Team here being very ready to fight Quasars. I think they've been waiting for this a bit.
They overcharged, but the Quasars team doesn't seem to do it.
Yeah, they're just chilling here right now.
Okay. And the Quasars is chasing. They're trying to back up a bit. He used his Gazer, and he made a fake engage here.
We are on neither team right now. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a bit, to be honest, that's tricky. Can we join one of the teams? Yeah. Okay.
You know, accidents happen.
Yeah, of course. Nothing happened big. Not that big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, and the fight is on. The Quasars is chasing, same as before. He tried to Gazer, insta-shield from the enemy Arcane, very well played here. Here's another choke, fake engage. They didn't go for it, they didn't use any defensives. The Quasars is still searching for the opportunity to one-shot. He has his DPS a bit in the back.
Yeah, we're seeing them being careful of that. I think they're respecting that double pierce a lot. And considering that they can do a lot of damage while not being in any particular danger here.
Oh, the Legends Massey tried to do something. They tried to one-shot, but they managed to absorb all the damage, and right now, they are chasing. It seems like the Quasars team is doing a way better job than the boys in terms of hiding. They're already all safe. The double Clarence are still chasing. They are backing up. They know that he has cooldowns in just a couple of seconds, same as the rest of his team. I think they're holding their positions here. The Quasar is playing a bit aggressively here. He's trying to still search for the target. He's going back here. Holding a position now. Just poking around. Mazi silences give him way less space. Okay. They're trying to kidnap. The Quasars, as well as the Legal, are kidnapped. They still manage to get out of it without any issues. And the Kratzig is a bit too far here. I guess right now they're playing a bit too aggressively. The Quasar sees an opportunity and he's chasing them down. The Mazi just popped his cleans. And they're trying to one-shot him, and he is one-shotted. The tank is dead. They're trying to go back on them, not very effectively. The Quasar's team is still kiting. The Addy has some huge issues here. They're trying to chase him down. Unfortunately, he already managed to reset. Same as the Hendrix.
Yeah, we're seeing them trying to chase the War Gloves here, which is just not gonna happen.
Exactly. They popped their skills already, so the Quasars doesn't have a full combo, and it seems like the Bale Kastanowca are trying to take advantage of it. They just popped the Great Arcane, a very big clump here, and big damage from the Claren Blades. Unfortunately, all absorbed in the duty. And they're trying to one-shot, a big damage, and Mateju is dead. Bale Kastanowca has huge issues here. They don't have that much damage anymore. Still, 2 Clarence are up. They popped their E and the Great Arcane. That wasn't a good decision. The Quasar's team is still kiting. They're trying to back out a bit. Heta is really aggressive here with his healing. I guess the Quasars might take an advantage of it.
Nice mana stop cube. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. The Hello Classic doesn't have mana at all. Just one bar. And they're trying to one-shot again. The Dendro might have some difficulties here. They absorbed all the damage, and the healer did his job. They're trying to back up here. The Quasars is still stopping them. I feel that right now, the Quasars team is more chasing than kiting right now. They're fully chasing. And yeah, it seems like the Heta will be next. He's in the back. I'm not sure that's a great idea. They don't have that much plates. The only plates in their team is Dendrophil, which, to be honest, might not be enough. And the Hell Classic might have some great difficulties here. I think they'll... Okay, he popped his resistance potions. I think that Quasars will wait for it to end. And the Quasars will try to one-shot in just a second. And Dendro gets another engage, and this time it managed! The Heta and the Dendro is dead, as well as the potential Nerealis. This fight is over. The Quasars again proved his skill, and the fight is over.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of toxicity coming out here. You know, what could we have really expected?
To be honest, this fight was... I really thought that the Bale Kastanowca would do their job because they showed their strength against the boys, but it seems like the Quasars one-shot against the boys one-shot, there was, let's say, a whole new level difference, right? So,
Yeah, I feel like they went from a team to a very good team. So it is really day and night difference in the performance in the fight, I feel like. But at the same time, you know, they are like they are just fighting a very good team that knows how to fight things like this. So, you know, like the expectations should have been there, I suppose, but I have to say it was a very good performance by both teams, even though sadly our Polish team lost the fight, you know.
Standard Mistci Tayfa one shot. On the left side, we see some big axes and curses stack the dot build. So let's see how it goes.
I
I'm
didn't
very
accept
happy to
those.
see Revelation again.
Same here. Let's see how they'll manage against the one shot. They're both trying to hold their positions. I think that the last knife is standing really near to the choke. He don't want to cross it. The same goes for the Revelation team. And they're trying to engage. And Abdo is dead. They managed to kill someone on their first engage. That's a big damage for the Revelation team. And they couldn't do much. And it seems like they have a huge disadvantage right now. They still have plenty of damage, they still have curse, they still have 2 axes, so they are still able to win this game. Unfortunately, they don't have Judicator anymore. That might cause some issues for them. The last knife is again searching for the opportunities. They don't have a tank anymore that can stand right in the front. They need to bring their axes a bit near the enemies. That's not a good sport for the Revelation for sure. But they're trying to do their best. They're poking a bit. It seems like they're trying to deal as much damage before the final engage. And the Scadia is dead, even without the Avaglov's damage. They can't chase anymore, and it seems like they don't have the damage. The axe is dead, the tank is dead, and the fire, the curse, and the axe can potentially deal damage, but it's a really tough spot for them. The last knife has a huge advantage right now. At the beginning of the fight, basically, they won with one-shotting the tank, but we'll see how it goes. Anything can happen here. Maybe some mistakes from the last knife's team. Okay, and they're going to engage. Beautiful demonic here. And they're kiting right now. I'm not sure what's their plan right now, what they are trying to do. What do you think, Wix?
Yeah, I mean, they're having a very low comp, so I just don't feel like there is any particular win condition for them here.
Yeah, the
Or
zone is
Revelation,
dead.
that is,
They have
yeah.
just range DPSs and a healer. That's a terrible spot for them. They're basically over. There's nothing they can do. It's 3 versus 6. A terrible scenario. They're still trying to kite, and I'm not sure will it make any difference.
Wait,
And I
they're
guess the
king coming
Chavers
on
is
here?
dead in just a second. Exactly. And the Chavers is... Oh, he's still
Still
alive.
alive.
He
Oh,
managed to
gets
drink his
kidnapped,
potion.
yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, and
Yeah.
he's dead.
We saw some potential there, but it's just not enough. Having these damage over time comps versus the clap builds, it just isn't working out. You know, we've seen it a lot of times now, but
I think that marking the Mistci Tayfa as the loss, the team that lost, may have impacted the whole tournament. And to be honest, I think they have the, let's say, a way more. They have a better win chance when they are in the loser bracket, right? They're playing against the teams that already lost, and they are probably one of the best teams in this whole tournament.
How do you feel about that?
Well, that was not a good showing from our side, definitely. I think it did play a factor that we just constantly had to wait and wait and wait. We just kept getting advanced to the next one, 3 matches in a row. And our team just fell half asleep. That's the excuse that we're going to go with. But yeah, one shot is really strong, so that's something that we need to probably factor in for the next tournament. Lead comp will not work on that, but well played to the other team, like for that stun for the pole hammer and just instant delete.
Among the enemies you just faced, was there one particularly challenging opponent in the enemy team that contributed to their win and
I think
success?
that double fist, right? So those are the deadly ones, man. Like they can easily get to your backline and just delete you without actually being able to stop them. We had firewall, we had demonic fear, but you can't really do much when a fifth of average just dives into straight to that target and just does the you can't do much on that.
Okay, so did the opponents introduce any unexpected elements that you weren't prepared for? Because
Not really, not really. I think we kind of understood that this potentially will happen. We didn't have an arcane. This is partly our fault, I think, with this comp. We didn't have an even song. Last match, at least we had an even song that we can drop and absorb damage and slow them down, and then be able to go in and attack them. We couldn't have this one today. So that was part of the problem with us. But we like new element. No, we were just hoping we can absorb it. We can dash out from it before we get deleted, which obviously didn't help. And then as soon as the tank, which is me, got killed, then the rest of the guys didn't have anyone to peel back for them, which is unfortunate.
last knife one shot again. The Mistci Tayfa against the other. Oh, I think they switched. They're playing Pullhammer instead of the Heavy Mace. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. No, they're playing a Visual Mace and the Pullhammer. So they have 2 tanks. Very interesting here. Let's see how the last knife will deal with it. They have 2 plates. No, 1 plate. They have 1 plate. That's a bit bold move from the Bale Kastanowca.
I think the tanks going head to head there. Nothing more really happening.
Yeah, they're just poking each other. Nothing much going on here. They're trying to play some pressures, and they tried to one-shot the healer. The healer managed to escape. It's basically one-shot versus one-shot, to be honest, at this point. And remember, this is a semi-final. Oh my god! M. Demazi has some huge issues here. He managed to survive only because of the Martla Cape. And right now they're trying to chase down their opponents. The Bale Kastanowca has some issues. Both of their teammates were half HP just a second ago. And it seems like both teams are trying to reset at this point. It seems like none of the teams are just as confident, you know? They're both are really secure. They're trying to search for opportunities. And yeah, it seems like an equal fight at this point.
Yeah, we're seeing very reserved gameplay.
Exactly. Oh, and there is another one-shot attempt, and this time Mazi is dead because of the lack of the
Double kill.
and also the head is dead. They don't have a healer anymore. They need to do everything to chase right now, otherwise they will be totally screwed. The Bialas is just on 1.5 bar. The Classic is right now in the Great Arcane. They're trying to slow them down. They're kiting, and it doesn't seem like the Bale Kastanowca can do anything else than just simply die here. They're still chasing them down. Huge damage from the Clarence, interrupted by the Gazer. They are still chasing. Unfortunately, they don't have a healer anymore. As I mentioned before, the Mateju is almost dead. Same as the Bialas. Bialas is just dead. Mateju as well. And the Hellcratic is trying to save himself. But I don't think it'll matter. He's dead at this point. Same as the Denjo. And this fight is over in favor of the Mistci Tayfa. They're no longer playing dive. They were playing more of a one-shot Clarence build. And to be honest, I think they lacked of damage a bit. And the mistakes, I think that they should kite rather than just push. Their tank didn't have the Martlock cape up. That was the main issue here, to be honest. Because that's the only reason why he was dead, right? An important thing to mention, the Bale Kastanowca already have the 3rd place. So they already get the reward. And it's well deserved. They are one of the teams that didn't play one shot for a while, only in the last fight, and I'm glad to see someone playing this build rather than the one shot.
Hello.
Hello.
So, Siema Krecik. My main question is, what was your thinking when you decided to go forward and chase down the opponents when your tank didn't have the Martlock cape up?
To be fair, we are not like we don't want to like kite 2 minutes for cape, like it's kinda cringe. So we just went to fight. The Martlock cape wasn't like the biggest problem. Like cleanses were procced too late. I don't really think there was like a guard rune on Mazi. I don't really saw. So you know, I think that it's a mistake that we lost. Not because we played better, but because we played so bad. I don't really know why did we play so bad. Like Heta shouldn't die there. I think it went wrong all the way. You know.
Honestly, like nothing bad towards them, but like
Okay.
that is a good bit of point actually.
Okay, and the star. The battle is about to begin.
A ROC. Alright.
And the fight is up, and the Quasars eventually OC'd. They didn't switch the builds last second. So it's going to be a really, really intense fight. All of them are OC'd, all high tier gear, all prepared for the prize and win. Quasars tried to do some gazers here. His DPSs are far from him. They're playing really defensively. The last knife is a bit closer to his DPSs. Let's see if it will make a difference. The Quasars is approaching. They're trying to search for the opponents that can be potentially one-shotted. Same as the last knife. The fight is on. The stakes are higher than ever. Let's see. Oh, and another attempt of one-shot. The Mosax got almost one-shotted. He'll manage to save them. The Great Arcane, they're trying to turn back and try to one-shot the Quasars. He's almost dead. The stakes are way higher, and they are playing really equal here. Both one-shots absorbed fully. They did their best to absorb the one-shot, and they managed to do it. So, very good play from both teams.
They are handling the engages extremely well right here. We're gonna see for the second engage when they are lacking capes and whatnot. Need to keep in mind, Quasars only lived because of his Morlock cape there.
Exactly.
His cape
Same
is
goes
currently
for the enemy tank, right? So
yeah, exactly. So we're seeing 2 players being a big risk right here.
exactly. They are still not afraid. I think they're waiting for their cooldowns right now. Both
Yeah,
of the teams.
they are playing very defensively after having their capes being procced, but we'll see. We're gonna see some sudden engage here soon. I'm pretty sure of that.
They are both standing still. They are waiting for their cooldowns, waiting for the opportunities ahead of them. And to be honest, I don't know what to expect anymore. At the start of the fight, to be honest, I thought that the Quasars team will do their job. But to be honest, both of the teams are playing really well. The fight is really equal, and we'll see who will end up winning. The Quasars doesn't seem so confident as in the last fight. I think he was really scared about this one shot. He got almost one-shotted. The only thing that saved him is his Martlock cape. They're still waiting for the cooldowns. 1 minute to go for the engage, I guess. The Mozu is also waiting for escape. 49 seconds. The Last Knife teams has a bit of advantage time-wise over the Quasar's cape. The Quasar still doesn't have a cape. They will have it faster. Maybe they will take it as their advantage in this fight.
Yeah, we are seeing an 8-second difference on the defensives here, so you know, and in those 8 seconds, anything can happen. We'll see. Will Quasars play back here, or will he allow for an engage? I don't think he will, but they missed their Greyhammer. They are running here, being at an advantage.
The Legal just popped his Merc boots. I don't think that was a good call. He is lacking of defensives for the next 10 seconds.
Mosuk's having his cape back. Same as Quasars right now.
And the Quasars has his cape back on. So I think this fight will get intense in just a couple of seconds. They all have all the defensives. So we'll see about this one.
Quasars is looking.
He's looking exactly.
And both teams are being very defensive after that first skirmish. Saw both support and tank being hit very low, popping their capes. So I feel like the respect for their opponents increased a lot by that first skirmish.
Exactly. Both of them are aware of the strengths of their enemies. To be honest, since the start of the tournament, I don't see any weakness. And there is another engage. And the Quasars is dead! Oh my god! What just happened? The Mistci Tayfa now have a huge advantage. The Quasars team don't have an engage tank anymore. Nobody expected that, but very well played. They even went through the Martlock cape, and it seems like the Mistci Tayfa now have a huge advantage over the Quasars team. Nothing is lost here. There still many things can happen here, but they're lacking out of duty right now, and they're trying to kite right now.
Coming out. Will they force another engage here real quick? They missed. Oh, they hit Addy, but
It was a
decided to
fake,
not
I
go
guess.
for it.
It was a fake one. They still have a one-shot potential. This fight isn't over yet, but the lack of Quasars might be a huge impact in this fight. Very well played by the Mistci Tayfa. Lack of defenses from the Quasars team. Not sure what was the reason. I need to rewatch it, but it was really intense. Really well played from the Mistci Tayfa side.
Yeah, I am having a feeling we're gonna see the Bedrock swap to Snare Shards. I feel like that is their only option right now to actually be able to hit something, you know?
I'm wondering whether the Quasars is still calling through the stream or the Legal will take the lead right now. Great arcane here, and they're trying to engage. And Henrik is almost dead. They managed to save him somehow. He's really struggling here. He has really low HP. They're still chasing, but the Quasars team managed to kite it somehow. They have huge issues here, but they managed to save Hendrix. Very well played from the real major team. Another great arcane. They don't have the cooldowns yet though, and they managed to kite. I think that they are not allowing Legal, as you said, to switch for the snare charge. I think that's their best approach at this point. They just need to interrupt him, and that's the best they can do.
Yeah, I feel whoa.
One-shot attempt on Mozax. He seemed to almost got one-shotted. As I said, without the Martla Cape, he would be already dead. All of them popped their resistance potions. The Legal is really behind here, and he's getting an enormous amount of damage. This Wajidarius is almost dead. He managed to survive. Very well played from the healer.
Yeah, we're seeing Team Quasars having lost both tanks at this point. This is
terrible for them. They don't have any stun, any, I would say, even defensive potential, right?
Yeah, I feel like at this stage, their only chance is getting a massive clap on a sticky pot. Yeah, I really do not see that happening at this stage.
Another attempt to stop them with the Great Arcane didn't go well. So it's right now 4 versus 6. Very tough. They don't have any plates anymore, which is another big struggle for the Real Major team. Another stop, and the Hendrix is dead. And probably this fight is over at this point. The Real Major team is struggling here a lot. They're finishing them. Addy is dead. 2 versus 6. This fight is over. Best of 3. The one of the teams didn't accept this, so we need to stick with the original rules of the tournament, unfortunately. But this fight will be more intense because of it, because this fight will generally finish this whole fight, finish this whole tournament. Okay, so the fight is on, right? Okay, so the Quasars team is approaching here a bit. They're trying to make their point here, get their position.
Yo.
True.
I want to see that fight, to be honest. I want to see fair fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really wanna. Okay. So the Quasars team decided to go without the cape because of breaking the rules. That's a very bold move here. It might impact the fight big time. Let's see, will it that match matter? And the Legal is playing without a cape. Okay, so the last knife team is making bait engage here. They're going back a bit, and they're trying to one-shot Mosix. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it, and the team is instantly almost turning back, and they're trying to one-shot. Unfortunately, also nobody gets one-shotted. The Mosix gets kidnapped here big time. He drank his Gigantify potion to avoid being stunned or moved by the enemy. His Gigantify potion just ran out. They're just out attacking him. He managed to get out of it with his Great Arcane. He doesn't have the Merc Boots anymore. He's going back here a bit. They're trying to stabilize right now and reset after this amazing show of strength. The Quasar is going a bit. They're trying to chase down. The last knife is standing still. They're trying to stay in their position here. They're kiting a bit right now. The Quasars is really, really far from his team right now, a bit closer. It seems like both teams are still looking out for the opportunities to one-shot. The last knife right now is still a bit hiding near the center. Gazer, great arcane. The Musk doesn't have a great arcane anymore. It seems like that Quasars is trying to take an advantage of it. He's chasing down their opponents. They're kiting, and it seems like they're going main road. They're going northwest right now, and Quasars is still chasing them. Right now, the Quasars have a bit of camera advantage here. He sees better all the enemies. The last knife cannot say that he has the same advantage, same, I would say, additional strength here. The Quasars is going back. They're trying to lure their enemies. I think that the Quasars wants their enemies to overextend here. They doesn't seem to do it. They're both of the teams are playing really safe here. They both know that one slip can make a difference in a whole fight. So that's really important. They're still looking, and the knife almost gets one-shotted. He has just 2 bars. Oh no, it's Labula, and they're just starting to... They made a huge comeback here. The Addy is almost dead, and again, they're both trying to stabilize. Very good, I would say, fight here. Both of them tried to one-shot the enemies. There was a really close call with the Addy. He had just 2 bars. Wix, what do you think?
Yeah, sorry, I am. Oh, Jesus Christ! I am trying to actually capture what weapon each player is playing, so I am sorry for not being that partaking in.
Yeah, I give him a
discussion right
task.
now.
I give him a task.
Okay, so Labula right now is... he is just right now after a huge damage.
Yeah, this is the finals, by the way. These are the finals.
Yes,
Team who-
it is the finals.
Both teams fighting for number 1, for the Memmy and 30 million silver.
Exactly. The Labula had 2 bars. They almost also one-shotted Andy. Really close calls on both sides. It seems like both of them are trying to do their best. Right now, the teams are very far away from each other. They can't even see each other, I guess. The Quasars is chasing right now. He says where they went. Yeah, they're really far away. I think they're waiting for their cooldowns, for the capes to go back. Without them, it's really hard to play. Okay, and they're trying to switch camera. I guess that was their main thinking at the beginning. They're trying to switch cameras for a better angle, since they were not exactly in the best place after they tried to kite northwest. Right now, they are in the same spot as the last tournament. One valley goes to southeast, another to the southwest, the alley. So similar scenario for the last fight. And they tried to kidnap. Unfortunately, they couldn't. The last knife gets stunned, and right now the Quasars is kiting with his team. The last knife is trying to chase them down, but the Quasars managed to pop his knight armor right before the stun. Amazing prediction from the Quasars.
We are seeing both these teams taking this extremely serious right now. None of them are trying to make any sort of mistake because they know that like one mistake will cost them. Oh,
Oh, and another engage! And the Quasars is
Equation.
also almost
Live.
dead. They almost managed to kill. What the hell is going on here? The knife just had one barrier of HP. Same goes for the other member of the Life Knives team. They managed to absorb the enormous amount of damage dealt by the Quasars team. Both engages very well. The Quasars was almost dead, same as the two members from the Last Knives team. The Torque is almost dead. They managed to absorb it. Amazing play from both sides, both teams. They're trying to do their best.
amazing performance by these teams, actually.
Amazing performance by the Death Tanks, also by the healers. Amazing here. Death Tanks, I mean Arcades, of course, in this case. Okay, the Quasars is trying to kite here. I think they're waiting for the cooldowns. The Quasars remembers his last mistake with lack of the Martlock cape. He doesn't want to do it anymore, I guess. He's waiting for his cooldowns. He has just 1 minute and 30 seconds until his cape is back. Same goes for the enemy team. The Last Knives also is waiting for his cape. Same timers, almost, because this fight was so intense. The one shot came after one shot, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I just want to mention that all of these fights that we have had during this tournament, this fight has we are 10 minutes into this fight right now. 10 minutes.
Exactly, very long fight, very intense. There are moments when there is nothing happening, but let's remember that cooldowns are everything in this game. Without cooldowns, without all the defensives, anything can happen here.
Yes. We are for sure seeing gameplay to perfection at this stage.
Okay, they both get their case, just pop up. The Quasars team just got an enormous amount of damage. The Hendrix might have some issues here, but they managed to absorb all the damage. And right now, the Quasar still has the cooldowns, but the Last Knife is just kiting. Very good performance from the Quasars team with managing to absorb this amount of damage.
Yeah, we are definitely seeing a very unlucky knight armor usage from Last Knife's team here, but it is fine. Better safe than sorry, as you say.
I'll try to move a bit. I guess I'm interrupting here. Okay, they're just standing right now. I don't think they're waiting for the cooldowns anymore. I guess all the cooldowns are up at this point.
Yeah, I feel like they are currently waiting for one mistake in positioning.
Exactly. Okay. And another attempt. And the Quasars is still alive because of the Martlock cape. As I mentioned before, the cooldowns are really important here.
Oh, can they find something on Mosix here?
I don't think so. The
They
Last Knife
cannot.
just popped his knight armor almost perfectly.
Unironically, we're sitting in the wrong team because we should be sitting in Quasar's team because
I think
We-
that the Quasars team is playing more reactive than active. They are trying to one-shot after they are one-shotting, so they're trying to absorb as much damage as
Yeah,
possible.
what I'm getting at is we don't give our group members damage escalation. So if we sit in our group, they can be hit. Like Quasar's team can hit us and get bonus damage for hitting us. See what I
That's
mean?
true. That's true. That's true. Also, the
Just
focus
stand
fire
at the
pops up.
side.
Yeah.
Focus.
Okay, so they are still standing in their positions. I think that Quasars is waiting for his Martlock Cape. Without it, he would be dead like twice or 3 times already. So it's really important. Right now, they tried to kidnap someone. The legal followed it by the Great Arcane to avoid any retaliation from the Mistci Tayfa. Really long fight. Both teams are aware that they cannot make any mistakes at this point. Okay, fake engage from the Quasars. They didn't pop any defensives though. Okay. Great arcade from the enemy team as well. The Quasars tried to engage. And they managed to kidnap the last knife, but he dashed at the same time, so nothing really happened here. They're still trying to kidnap him, and they're doing a really good job at it, to be honest. He's really deep in the enemy line, but it seems like they were able to stabilize the position, and right now the last knife is trying to run another kidnap attempt, and the last knife gets an enormous amount of damage.
These mercenary boosts are just dead. People get saved so often by these things.
That's true. Right now, the last knife is alive again, thanks to the Martlock Cape. I think that the Martlock Cape is like the. I'm not sure how they are going to play with it because most of the times the last knife is the target of the Quasars. Same goes for the last knife. The most frequent target that he chooses, basically the only one, is the Quasars. They both heard the Martlock Cape and they're both waiting for the cooldown. So I'm wondering what will be, the edge, the situation that will turn this fight. Because right now they're both playing very passively. They're waiting for the cooldowns and they're engaging. They're not killing anything, and the same thing happens over and over again. I think that they need to switch tactics a bit to move this fight forward. At this point, I think it's just exchanging one-shots without any possibility of one-shot. At least I'm talking about the tanks, so the Quasars as well as the last knife.
Yeah, we are also looking at the timer of the overcharge in 14 minutes. Some stuff will break.
For sure, they need to speed up a bit. I'm wondering whether the overcharge really will make a difference,
Yeah, well, at this point, I'm thinking, does it even matter if the timing for overcharge runs out? I mean, we will see both team with items being broken.
I guess I don't want this fight to be, fully dependent on the luck.
Nah, definitely not. But at the same time, I don't think either team plays accordingly to having overcharge be a beneficial factor.
For sure.
But if it comes down to it, like, is that what we're playing it on?
Exactly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether the
Yeah,
overcharge-
well, we're definitely gonna have to wait and see and
of course,
evaluate the situation
certainly.
as it comes, I suppose.
Both teams didn't make any moves for past, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Nothing is going on here. They're just standing still. They're securing their positions, and that's the only thing they can do at this point, I think. Both of them are waiting for the mistakes of their enemies, but we can't talk even about the mistakes because even if some member of the team would make a mistake, there wouldn't be a follow up because they're just too far from each other. Okay, the last knife. Okay, the teams are way closer to each other at this point. I think that the last knife is ready to go to the alley and get the worst camera at this point. No, he's just walking back.
Yeah, I feel like either team is willing to give up their position of having a good viewpoint here.
Nothing going much here. The last knife is finally. Oh, he finally walked through the choke, through the alley, and right now he's chasing the Quasars. And he's going back. The Quasar still wants to secure his position here. I don't think they walk any further at this point. They're just facing each other in the valley, in the alley, and
Yeah,
Quasars know that he have the advantage of the camera. The last knife doesn't have it. I'm not sure that's a big of a deal, but still.
yeah. I think Quasars is definitely looking at having the angular advantage here, because being on the bottom side is definitely gonna help them effectively hit their clap.
For sure, without a
But
doubt.
at the same time, I don't think Last Knives is gonna give up their position of having an even playfield.
Okay,
That's it.
they tried to kidnap each other. The Quasars is approaching a bit. They tried to stun him with his E. Right now, he's standing in a Great Arcane. Okay. They used the speed buff from the cleans. The Mozoks just got slowed by the sticky potion. The Quasars team doesn't have a sticky potion anymore. At least one of them.
Big Great Arcane. Can they find anything here?
Great Arcane. And there is a one-shot attempt. Oh my god. What happened here? They were almost one-shotted. The Legal just had one bar at one point. Even half a bar.
Sorry. Well, I guess.
They are still trying to kidnap
Yeah.
someone. The fight is still even. 6 versus 6. Same scenario as it was. But very close call here for the Quasars team. The Legal got almost one-shotted. They need to be careful for the future. I'm not sure how they are going to manage. I feel that in this exchange of the one-shot, the Quasars team ended up way worse than the Last Knife team. Okay, another Great Arcane. Didn't do much here.
I think Quasar's just backing out here, trying to find a better position.
Yeah, he's bagging out. And they tried to kidnap him. Perfect wind wall from the Quasars. They didn't manage to kidnap him at this point. He used the Gazer offensively to speed up the Hendrix. Okay. They popped their cultist sandals without a purpose, as it seems. And right now, the Quasars team is chasing down their opponents. They are aware that they don't have a full combo because of the lack of the cultist sandals. They're trying to take an advantage of it. And almost, again, Last Knife is dead. He's really, really low. He has just half a bar, and he still managed to survive. Very good absorption from the Last Knife's team. Right now, they're chasing down their opponents. The legal is just on 2 bars. The same goes for the Henriks just a second ago, and they're still chasing. They're not afraid.
We're gonna see Quasars having their full combo any second here now, so
For sure, for sure.
this is definitely a bad position for last night's team.
They managed to kite though. They're just stabilizing at this point. I don't think it'll matter that much since the Quasars is backing up as well. They're backing up.
It is definitely a tug and push here. Like each team are just getting so close to killing people here, but
Not
the
only
use-
to...
the
Yeah, go on.
usage of defensives is just it is just impeccable.
That's true. Another kidnap attempt, and let's remember, they have just 6 minutes of the overcharge. And another one-shot attempt on Quasars this time. He managed to survive this enormous amount of damage. This time, it wasn't even close. He had half HP at this point.
Yeah, we saw a bit of misses on that clap actually, unfortunately.
Oh, for sure, certainly.
We see both teams getting way more aggressive here, trying to play off of their mark.
The last knife just got kidnapped. Unfortunately, the Quasars missed his E. That might have been the advantage here. He didn't use it at this point. Oh, and another one-shot attempt, this time on legal. He managed to get out of it on just 1.5 bar. They're chasing right now. They have the full combo. The last knife team doesn't, but they seem to easily kite the one-shot from the Quasars. They're just kiting. The Andy is very deep here. And they're turning back as well. They're just kiting at this point as well. Right now, both teams, I think, are trying to stabilize. The last knife feels more confident since his combo is up.
Yeah, we are looking at 4.5 minutes on the OC. So we will see. The teams are definitely going to start pushing their limits to try to find that one pick to try to secure their victory.
Exactly. At this point, there is no time for kiting. I mean,
Bless
they
you,
just
brother.
need... Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Happens. Oh my god. Another engage, this time on Quasars. He still managed to get out of it with his boots. He had just won a bar. I think they will try to get back on last knife. He popped his light armor perfectly at this point. He's still kidnapped. He's deep in the enemy lines. He just got Gazer. Oh my god! And the last knife is
Last time
dead.
to go down.
The last knife is dead. They made an amazing return. And right now, the team is lacking of the tank. That's a huge hit for the Mistci Tayfa, and I'm sure that they will not be able to be efficient as they were. I think the best tactic for them at this point is to just wait for the overcharge and wish for the best. The Quasars is aware of it, that the overcharge might make an edge, a difference in this fight, and he's trying to chase down their opponents at all cost.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing that anyone losing a weapon is one lost player in the fight.
Oh my god.
Ooh, we are seeing Swag getting it really low here.
Exactly. Huge damage. Same goes for Addy. He's just 2 bars at this point. And they're trying to kite, I guess, at this point. They're just trying to kite. I think that's a great tactic for them. They need to wait for the overcharge. Otherwise, I guess the fight is just not exactly in their favor. The Quasars is backing out here.
We're seeing
I'm not sure what's the
Mosix.
reason.
He might be dead
The
here.
Labula is very deep here. Oh my god. And they managed to almost
Oh, and
one-shot
he
the
lives.
Mosix. Oh my god.
1 health!
He's just on 3 health at this point, and he's dead. Unfortunately, right now it's 4 versus 6. I think they're waiting for the overcharge at this point. The Labula is very deep here. He's really deep. He just got kidnapped by the Quasars team. It doesn't look good for him. He managed to escape with his E from the Howlfall. Unfortunately, the Great Arcane just popped on him. He just drank the Resistance Potion. That is the only thing that he could do probably at this point. And he's getting a huge one-shot. Perfect. Howlfall, just a second perfect. And right now, the Atto is dead as well. Right now, it's 3 versus 6 fight. It doesn't look good, I gotta admit. They still might wait for the... No, they don't. The Labula is dead. They just have 2 people. They don't have the healer. It looks terrible for the Last Knife's team. And I think the Quasars will manage to win this fight before the OC drops. Exactly. Oh my god, still huge damage.
That is some
From the torque.
absolutely insane damage, actually.
Exactly, just the boars. And the winner of this grand finale is the Real Nature team with the leader, Quasars. Kind of expected. No one knew what will happen during this fight, but the fight was really intense. Many things happened here. Almost perfect defenses from both sides. It was really, as the Quasar said, a matter of just one slip, and the Last Knife team unfortunately did it. Yeah.
All right, Quasars. How you doing, bro? How do you feel about that?
I would like to first of all apologize to you and chat for 30 minutes snooze fest.
Man, bro, like, trust me, this was nothing more than exciting. This was the absolute biggest part of the tournament, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, it was really intense fight. I want to apologize for interrupting the fight a bit. I was misrepresenting myself. I apologize for that.
Oh, no, all good.
I hope that in the second part of the fight it wasn't that big of a bother. But yeah, you are the winner of the first 6 vs 6 tournament by Ninushk, and it's for sure a great accomplishment, especially that you were facing a really strong enemies. And what do you think? What was the situation that, let's say, decided of the outcome of this tournament?
I think one issue, as you guys thought, is since there's no real, let's say, punishment to just kiting, it basically kind of forces a team, because you don't want to be the team that forces yourself into, you know, north green or like having to push through a choke, right? So they did that a few times, you know, like expecting us to come through. Well, you know, part of me was thinking, okay, we'll just go through, you know, like we don't want to waste time. But then part of us was thinking, but that's actually, you know, just a stupid move. Why would we do that, right? And we had like the same OC timer, so there was no point like waiting for anything. So, but
Exactly.
yeah.
And what was the psychology and motivation, let's say, to this fight? Because you lost the previous fight with the Mistci Tayfa. They showed their strength. They showed that there are no enemies that you can laugh at, and that they are equal opponents that can actually win against you. So, what was your, let's say, your psychology to this fight? Were you motivated? Were you a bit scared? Did you fight differently than than the last fight?
Yeah, I think we definitely showed them more respect this time around, as like we didn't push them through obvious tight chokes as you saw. We went there, we followed them, then we saw a shitty choke. Okay, we turned back. So it was definitely a good fight. We showed them more respect this time around, and we just didn't do like dumb stuff, basically. Like impatient stuff, so to speak.
Okay. And did the opponents introduce you to any unexpected elements? Like, did they play differently than the last time? Because their way of playing was pretty efficient the last time. And my question is, anything changed in in the opponent's behavior, or it was just the same tactic and they just, let's say, lack of some, I would say, reaction or skill at this point?
I don't think they played differently. I can't think of anything like specifically. Nothing that was like new or nothing that was new, I guess.
Okay. And did you notice in your opponent's playstyle anything to improve that could potentially differ the outcome of this match?
Honestly, it was a long fight. There's a lot of moments that I would have to rewatch probably and see exactly what happened. Because as you know, during those one-shot clips, it's hard to see what happens, everything. So you have to like, you know, record and watch like not frame by frame, but pretty much to know exactly what happened, like who they interrupted, who they were focusing, did they fake engage on anyone. So those things probably would have to rewatch and do a more thorough analysis of like what they did, you know, specifically. But like just from playing there, like without rewatching, I don't think so. I want to say, yeah, nothing that I noticed, I guess.
Okay. And about the teamwork, do you feel that your teamwork was better in this match compared to your previous one?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing we try to do this time around is we try to counter kidnap the enemy after, as you saw, we try to separate them. I think we did that pretty successfully as opposed to the enemy team. We kept getting their arcane or tank kidnapped in their backline multiple times. So I think that's one thing we incorporated into our strategy, and then, well, we did it, I guess, somewhat successfully because we won, but yeah.
Okay. And speaking of the tactic, you mentioned after the last fight that you will adjust your tactic a bit, and you didn't want to share what was exactly your, let's say, idea for the future fight. So what was the change in the tactic? You know, the thing that actually mattered in this fight.
The biggest part was probably just trying to kidnap someone after either team messed up an engage. That would probably be the biggest thing, but also like I swapped to knight armor instead of dusk armor. And merc shoes.
Okay, and because I gotta tell you that your knight armors were almost perfect each time. You managed to stop their kidnap or engage. It was really successful. What, do you think that without the Martlock cape, because I saw that you were constantly waiting for it, you were too afraid to engage, right? Without the Martlock cape, it was crucial.
I think, to be honest, when you're playing against one shot that has Ava gloves, you don't really. Honestly, the Martlock cape doesn't matter that much because you get purged anyway with the E. The reason I was mostly waiting, but like to be fair, both teams were waiting pretty long time, wasn't necessarily for the Martlock cape, but two other major things. One would be the Morgana cape on Ava gloves, and second would be the fact that I didn't want to follow them through a shitty choke.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I guess just last one question. Who stood out most on your team during this match? Do you have any member that just, you know, did his job like let's say more well than the others?
Who was the MVP? Who's Smurf?
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't pick myself, right? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. no. I
If you
would
want
say
to pick yourself, you can do so. Like, you know, like
no,
every player brings something.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a team game after all, so everyone needs to be on point. I would say I love my boy Addy. He smurfed per usual, soldier helm tech, triple kicks, you know, god gamer. I love Addy.
Okay, then congratulations to Addy as well. But not only to Addy, to you as well. You showed basically the best performance that you could during this tournament as a whole, and also during this last match, which was really intense. Congratulations to you, to your whole team. We are aware that there are probably one of the best players in Albion scene at the moment in terms of Hellgates, and you really proved that you know, words are not just let's say they're not just empty words, but you're really the best.
Thank you, appreciate it. Sorry, Ninish, where are you in Thetford? Do you want me to meet you now or
Yeah.
another time? Okay. Flag is upset because I didn't say he was the MVP. He said he won't play in the next tournament. I need to check how much is in the loot split. There's like
So
40 mil, I guess.
Okay, so in total over 200 million of reward. That seems to be at least
Yeah.
good, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, rewards were worth it for sure. Thank you so
Right.
much.
We get them too. Oh, stop. Okay, now I can go.